Welcome to Business Statistics classes. Dear students, in this class we study census and sampling methods. Under complete enumeration, survey data are collected for each and every unit belonging to the population. For example, if we want to know the average height of students of a college, we have to take the height of all the students and from the collected data get the average height. But the complete enumeration of the population is impracticable and waste of money and manpower. Therefore, sampling technique is used where only a part of the population is studied and the conclusions are drawn on that basis for the entire population. For example, a housewife examines 2 or 3 grains of boiling rice to know whether the entire pot of rice is ready or not. ಸ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ವಿಧಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಗುಂಪಿನಲ್ಲಿಯ ಕೆಲವು ಭಾಗವನ್ನು ಆಯ್ದು ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡಿ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡ ನಿರ್ಧಾರಗಳನ್ನ ಮತ್ತು ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯಗಳನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಅನ್ವಯಿಸುವುದಾಗಿದೆ. ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗಾಗಿ ಗೃಹಿಣಿಯರು ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ 2-3 ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಕಾಳು ಮುಟ್ಟಿ ನೋಡಿ ಅನ್ನ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದು ಸ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. Let us study methods of sampling. The science of drawing that sample is known as sampling method. Sampling method means the science of drawing a sample from a group. Here there are 3 important methods: simple random sampling, stratified sampling and systematic sampling. Let us study the first method, simple random sampling. It is a method of drawing a sample in such a way that each and every unit of population has an equal chance of being included in the sample. The selection of items is free from personal bias. For example, in this method, the units in the population or group are numbered from 1 to n. A series of random numbers between 1 and n is then drawn either by means of a table random numbers or by placing the numbers 1 to n in a bowl and mixing thoroughly, that is by lottery method. ಈ ವಿಧಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಡಮ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ವಿಧಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಗುಂಪಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಐಟಮ್ಗಳಿಗೆ 1ರಿಂದ ನಂಬರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಬೌಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಲಾಟ್ರಿ ವಿಧಾನದ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಆಯ್ದುಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದೇ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಡಮ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. Let us study the merits. Number first is, this method is simple and there is no possibility of personal bias affecting the results. Number 2, in some cases it saves money and time. Next, number 3 is, it is more representative of the population as compared to judgmental sampling. Number 4, as the size of the sample increases, it becomes increasingly representative of the population. And about the demerits, number 1, it would be difficult because of necessity of numbering all the items when the population is large. Number 2 is, if the sample is not large, it may not be truly representative of the whole population. Number 3rd demerit is, this method is expensive and time consuming when the population is large. Let us study next method, that is stratified sampling. In this method, the population is divided into number of homogeneous subgroups. These subgroups are called as strata. Then simple random sampling is taken in each subgroup. This procedure is known as stratified sampling. For example, if we have to select few students to measure the average height from school, we have to divide the students into different classes because the students of higher classes are taller. Therefore, then samples are drawn from such classes. What are the merits of this method? The merits of stratified sampling are: number one, it is most efficient system of sampling because a representative sample is obtained from every strata or group. Second advantage is, as the group consists of uniform homogeneous items, then the accuracy of the sample increases. Number third is, as compared with a random sample, it saves time and money because few groups are interviewed. What are the demerits of stratified sampling? Let us study the demerits. Number one, dividing the population into different strata or group having homogeneous items is difficult. Second demerit is, it needs more time, money and manpower. Number third demerit is, if care is not taken to select the sample at random from each strata, the results may not be true. Next, we discuss the third important method, that is systematic sampling. This method consists in selecting only the first unit at random and the remaining are selected automatically according to some predetermined pattern involving regular spacing of units. This method is applicable when complete list of population is available and from which sample is to be drawn. For example, if a complete list of 1500 students is available of a college and we wish to draw a sample of 100, then divide 1500 by 100, we get 15. That is 1500 divided by 100 is equal to 15. Then select a student at random within the first 15. Suppose it comes out to be 8. Now we shall go on adding 15 to get the desired sample. Therefore, the sample numbers would be 8, 23. That means 8 plus 15 is equal to 23. Then 23 plus 15 is equal to 38. That means next sample is 38. So on. And next sample is 53. This is the procedure in stratified sampling. This is the procedure in systematic sampling. Merits. As regards merits and demerits, first we study the merits. This method is easy to adopt as compared to simple random sampling and stratified sampling. Number two is, the time and work involved in this method is smaller as compared to simple random sampling and stratified sampling. Next, demerits. Number one is, this method works only when the complete list of population is available. Number 2, errors are likely to be high where there is stratification effect. Thank you.